everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Struther.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line. New man on the so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Struther.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, back again for the Washington football team hat. I know you see what's going on. Sir, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. You know what today is. It's Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, and we're talking fantasy. I don't even know why I'm excited. I took a couple L's this week. Oh, dang. It's rough. But hey, speaking of somebody that likes a team that takes L's, my guy, Mr. David Wright. Mr. How about them Cowboys? Let's go, Dave. What up, baby?
It's Ab and Will Kramer over there informed me this week. Apparently, you can't spell Dallas without back-to-back L's. So,
hey, there we go. I think they said something else. They said something like this.
That's right. All right, man. Hey, I've been waiting a couple days to say this. We're back. Let's
go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. It's been a rough season, but here comes that climb. Let's go. Now, unfortunately, there was another team on here that also took an L, and we could not find my guy. We put out an APB, and I'm so glad he showed up on the show. He's still in front of the steel curtain, although it's tattered. My guy, Mr. Sidney Swin. What up, Sid?
What's up, man? We're still here. Hey, we ain't going nowhere.
It was rough, Sid, man. I was worried. I mean, Dave said, hey, Sid, you all right? You had Ash look out for you, man. We were worried, man.
I was talking to Ash. The announcers kept saying, I don't know why Ben's still in this game. And I was telling Ash, I'm like, just like Ben, I'm going to sit here and watch every damn minute of this ass whooping because we deserve it.
Ash was actually in the group chat complaining about the fact that she was still watching the Steelers game.
Right.
It was like 72-3. She's like,
never turn
yeah, we're
off.
still watching this.
Never.
Yep. I'll never turn them off.
The blessing and the curse. Oh, my goodness. So, hey, we got a jam-packed show for you. We are so glad that you are here to join us. We have a couple guests. One for sure. One I gotta actually get back with. He said he's going to hit me up. But, we're definitely going to be going into first the Jerry's World League, and I got to bring in my guy. I don't even know why I'm bringing in guys that always beat me, but I got to bring in this guy, my man, Dalton Andrews. What up, Dalton?
What's going on, guys? And you did beat me week 1, so I'm just returning the favor here.
There we go. I'll take it. I appreciate that. Let's go. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into the Jerry's World League. Let me bring this up.
All right. So she is still on top. She took another lump this week, but she's still holding strong. Ash sitting at 9-3. Then we got Dylan, Seth, myself, and Dalton all tied at 8-4. Dylan and Ash, top 2 players, both took a loss this week and letting Seth, myself, and Dalton inch back into those top spots. Then we got the 2 best friends that ever were, Sid and Sean, who just cannot escape each other in these rankings. Where one goes, the other follows.
Let's go.
For all year. Hopefully they're both going to take a couple more losses here in the last couple weeks and they can drop down a little bit and stay down there together. We got Steven at 5-7, CJ and Devin at 4-8. We got Jason on a 2-game winning streak.
There we go.
He is no longer in last place. That esteemed position now belongs to Sid's dad, Ray. No notable winning streaks over here except for Jason. 2 games is really good for him because he's only won 3 all year. So, yay, Jason. Outside of that, everybody's taken a loss here in the last couple weeks. Best winning streaks or losing streaks are at 2. We're all pretty neck and neck in the top half. So it's going to be fun in these last couple weeks. This week we had Dylan farewell tour going up against Steven Hale Murray. And Steven, thank you, sir. Knocked off Dylan just by his whiskers, man. Came into the Monday night game, and Dylan needed 16.7 points from Tyler Lockett. That's not asking a lot. He did not get it. So Steven survives 130.6 to 126.76. Then we've got Seth and Devin. Boys Blow versus Mean Machine. Brother Devin has had a real rough year this year, and it's pretty much all his fault. We just got him to stop starting players who were inactive, and here he goes with it again. Now, in his defense, they did not. Justin Fields, he didn't realize he was going to be inactive, and he had Matt Stafford on his bench. Now, Stafford would have put Devin at 119.08 points. Look at their point totals.
Ouch.
He would have won by 0.06 had he just started an active quarterback.
Wow.
I hate him.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Right? Yes, I do.
All right, and then we had the basement dwellers, Jason and Ray, facing off. Ray has been the very consistent 90-point guy all year, but since Jason fails to get 90 a lot of the time, Ray decided to throw him a bone and started Travis Kelce on a bye.
Oh, God.
And for the second time this year, Jason watched as CMC put up a couple points and left the game with injury. This time, not to be seen again. Oh, we just covered you and Justin Fields.
Yes, exactly.
Just for the record, if you had started Matt Stafford,
I know.
you would have won by 0.06. All right. Walk away.
Walk away.
I'm sorry.
Just had to rub it in real quick.
Right.
All right, and I'm gonna toss it over to Sean. No, I'm gonna toss it to Dalton because this next game, I don't think Sean really wants to talk about.
Yeah, I don't think Sean wants to talk about it either.
God.
Now listen, I was worried when we started. I thought Waddell was going to have a week like Jonathan Taylor did the previous week.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. But thankfully, Taylor Heineke was Taylor Heineke.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I only got 11 points there for you. I think you needed about 20 going into that game.
Yeah.
Just couldn't make it happen.
Oh, God.
What did you
Oh.
I just love how Sean had a 20-point swing that would have won the match on defense.
Oh, look.
What do you have down there?
First and foremost, let me say something. First, I have been sitting here riding with my guy, Sidney Swinton. So I thought there is no way that with Minkah Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt back, there's no way the Bengals do anything. And I know Big Ben's going to do something with Najee Harris. So I'm not going to play the Bengals D. Egg on my face. And then, of course, Randall Cobb does his thing. And, you know what? Like I said on Sunday, Dalton, I concede. You are the better team. We are even now.
We are even.
I think you have to take it out on your vaunted Washington defense holding Alex Collins to 1.7 points. That's really what it was right there.
Well, I mean, and that's the big area of my running backs. My running backs right now, like I've always said, I'm wide receiver heavy. So I started Alex Collins and Rex Burkhead. Now, Rex Burkhead, he actually did what I expected him to do. But Alex Collins, I was really hoping for a touchdown or something. I needed something like that with Carter out.
You know, Sean, I was kind of feeling bad for you, and I came over here to look and see if we could work out a last-minute trade before the deadline. And I realized your team sucks, and you don't have anything.
Wow. Wow. All right, man. All right, Dave.
I'm kidding. You got a couple ballers over there.
Man,
But
that
that
Cowboys
running
fan's
back
pretty loud over there
situation,
for 2 L's.
that's tough, man.
Rough. But I still stand behind my guy, Tyler Heineke. He's good for a 20-pointer somewhere down the line. Maybe wait for Dallas.
Maybe.
I don't know the way things are looking. Just keep him for when he plays Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
You want
That
to
might
go
be the
pop
only
over
time
to
he
our
gets
game
good.
real quick since
Oh,
you
yeah.
just showed up?
No, we don't have to look at that. Don't
Let's
look
see
at
it.
it.
Let's see it. I'm
Look.
bringing it up.
All right, yeah. I'm saving
Game of the week.
that matchup for last play. Oh, you go in? All right, let's
Well,
do
she
it.
showed up,
Let's do it.
Knock it
David.
off, David.
Get in there.
No.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I think this is the second week in a row that I went up against a 50-point running back and still beat them. That's got to say something. Like, come
Right.
on.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
I love that.
lucky you are.
She it was great because she on Sunday night we're going to bed and she's like 3-0 in my leagues again. I gotcha. And she had a 20-point lead and she had McLaurin and I had Antonio Gibson and I'm like, you're just rubbing it in my face.
I
talking
watched.
all that crap. And then Gibson, baby, goes off.
I'll lift
Came
you.
out of nowhere.
Hey, I beat you in the other one.
We're not talking about that one.
I can't pull it up.
We're talking about this one where
I'm
you're
trying
number
to
one
show the people.
and I beat
Look.
you.
I won in this one. I don't know how to
Wow.
get it on the screen, but I won.
Wow.
Winner.
Ash, I could not believe he came back in this one. I mean, if you give me the choice between McLaurin and Gibson against Seattle, like
Not
All
James
day.
Washington team. Can't do
I was-
anything right.
I was
They did it,
blown
right?
away.
Can't lose when I need them to lose. Can't score points when I need them to score points.
You got it on that last drive too, right?
Yeah, he went over 100 yards for the 5-point bump.
Yeah, no. You know who's to blame for this? David and his dumb point boost that he puts on his dang fantasy. Quit doing that. Because I might have still lost. But there was a point where I would have won if you didn't have that stupid boost on there.
Wow.
The hostility from
I
this
will
one.
not say.
I'm not
coming for
used
you,
to
David.
hearing you like this. Normally, you're so happy and joyful. Like, what's
She
up,
takes
man?
one L. We're in 3 leagues together. This is the first time I beat her all year. In
And-
3
Wow.
leagues.
And I still have a one game. Like, I'm leading the league. I'm in first, and I still have a one game ahead of the next person, second. But I'm not.
Ash,
Did you
This
talk
is
about
just
me and
payback.
the other one?
No.
it's payback for week 4, all right? You should have been nicer to me.
Whatever. That's nothing to do with you. This is.
You just blamed him. Wait a minute.
Oh, his points? Yes. Don't do the
Oh,
points.
snap.
That'll be good.
Oh, we have a bunch of people here. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Love the point boost.
We got Ablo talking about Collins and Burkhead at running back. What the yeah. Nobody's better in free agency. Look, I don't want to talk about it. All right. I want to talk about it.
Those are great
What up,
picks for
Ab?
you this week.
Nathan, yeah, right. Nathan Snell saying, "What's up, y'all? Baltimore Elite GM in the building. We will definitely jump on that. I'll send you the link."
What
Who
up,
says-
Nate?
they said, John Lenny said, "I benched my 49-point running back and still won."
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting
Oh
there,
my
buddy.
god. Let's go, Dave. What we got next, man?
All right, it was the last matchup. It was mine. It was a pretty low-scoring affair. Once again, throughout the day, just not getting production. Now, if you open up this matchup, both CJ and I started 3 running backs each. Go look at their point totals.
Ouch.
Oh,
We got DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Ramondre Stevenson, and David Montgomery. David
Wow.
Montgomery is the high scorer at 10.4.
Wow.
I had to go get I don't even know his first name. Tony Jones Jr.
Mhm.
Because Kamara and then Ingram were both out. It was ugly. I was able to pull it out, but this one did come down to Cooper Kupp in both leagues. I ended up carrying leads into that Rams game, and facing Cooper Kupp in both of them. And I was able to pull it out in this one. It got a little dicey, but hey, win's a win.
Yep. Very true.
That
Very
21-point performance by your kicker.
Right?
That'll help.
Embarrassing. My scorer, Mooney.
Don't see that every day.
Daniel Carlson, my guy.
However,
they play again?
we'll notice some changes to this roster.
They played. Who did Daniel Carlson play?
If you go to my current roster, or maybe even just recent activity, Dalton's going to gloat over this one because he waited a long time for this day because I made fun of him, and I deserve it. So
You did. And you didn't even get Tim Patrick out of this one.
Oh, Tim Patrick. Here we go. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like your end of this deal there, David.
Oh.
what's that?
But I'm not sure I like your end of that deal.
I know. But I knew he was gonna squeeze me. I didn't think he was gonna take. I was offering either one of the two running back duos, either CEH and Darrell Williams, or Kamara and Ingram straight across for Mahomes. He also needed a tight end, and I'm done with Pitts. I was not going to start Pitts again for the rest of the year, no matter what. So Pitts was actually, he was droppable to me. Knox is my guy for the rest of the year. I knew he needed a tight end, so I made him an offer, and he chose Kamara. I have so many running backs over there. I have CEH and Darrell Williams, Kamara and Ingram, David Montgomery, and DeAndre Swift. I can't start them all. Kamara and Swift are the two that I didn't want to let go, and I actually took Swift off the table. I think Ingram is going to have a negative effect on Kamara going forward, especially since Kamara just got hurt. I didn't love it, but I have been streaming quarterbacks in this league all year. I have gone through Justin Fields, Joe Burrow, Taylor Heineke, Danny Dimes, Tua, Carson Wentz, and I just started Tyrod Taylor.
I think the list would have been shorter. What quarterback didn't you start?
Right.
Every single waiver quarterback. I'm streaming every week. It's just
Guys sharing them. Yeah.
And I know it's a big gamble with the way Mahomes and the Chiefs have played this year. I just think as we get closer to the playoffs, they're going to tighten that up. And if I can just maybe for a couple weeks, just have a decent quarterback who can give me 25 to 30. I really think that's the. Hey, I'm sitting tied for second in this league, and I just told you all the quarterbacks I've been starting. Mm-hmm. My little brother Devin, that little asshole, took Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was my quarterback in the draft. I waited. The round finally came. I'm stoked. I'm gonna get Stafford. One pick before me.
Wow.
Me and Machine took Stafford, and I never recovered. I have not been able to find a quarterback all year, so I gave up a lot, but hopefully I get a lot.
Listen, it really works out for me because Arnold just hit the IR for the Jags,
He
so that
did.
came at a perfect time. And then it's always nice to have a nice running back laying around.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it worked out well for both of us. At the end of the year, if Kamara ends up being the highest scoring running back out of my 7 running backs, I'm not going to lose sleep over it because I had to pick one. Actually, Dalton made his selection, and here we go. Should be fun.
I was fine with Swift or Kamara, so
I wish I had it in front of me. I messaged him and I said, all right, Mahomes still up for grabs, and what positions do you want to fill? He told me running back and tight end. It was a pretty quick conversation. He made his selection, and then he just sits there with I could see the shit-eating grin on his face. He just messages me, I've been waiting for this day.
Yes.
listen, I made the offer weeks ago. It finally came true. Just had to have some patience.
Yep.
if I had made the move a couple weeks ago and had him for that 44-point game, Ash and I would be tied at 9-3 right now.
Well, you didn't.
Always around the corner. There we go. Let's go. Wow. That is crazy. Absolutely. Yo, oh man. So yeah. Now I need to definitely pay attention to these. So yo, Dalton, we appreciate you hopping on, man. We appreciate you being on here with us. We will definitely bring you back a little bit. Oh, did you want to talk about next week's matchups, Dave?
I don't know. Do we?
Well, you're going to get an L next week, so I'm okay with it.
Dalton and I will be playing each other the week after our trade. It's going to be interesting.
I hope Kamara goes for 50.
Yes. Just goes off.
Well, if it's not against you.
You know, I got a bone to pick with you guys. Why do you always root against me and everything? I'm so nice.
Wow.
What's your name on the screen? What's that say? It doesn't say David like everybody else's. That's weird. I wonder if that's why.
Well, you guys kept getting mad at me because every time I did something like this, Sean kept kicking me off the show.
What was that? Oh, word. All right, so we Dalton Andrews now has come take over as the next host of the show.
All right.
You want to test me? You can test me if you want to now.
Listen, David, you're only 2 games ahead. I wouldn't be so sure that you win your division this year.
I don't want to talk about it.
Ash Swinton talking about some DC4L. Oh my goodness. Get out of here.
My girl.
Get out of here. Let's go.
All right. And this week, actually, I just looked at it, and if you look at this week's matchups, pretty much all the top teams are getting a layup outside of me and Dalton. So this could actually get pretty interesting.
I think Ash plays an 8-4 team, so I don't know if that's the case, but
who?
Oh yeah,
Seth.
Yeah,
8-4, 9-3.
Ash might have something this week.
Ooh.
Wrong. Yeah.
Can we see back-to-back L's?
Oh.
L's for Dallas, right?
Oh, living up to your team name.
Somebody said it earlier. You can't spell Dallas without back-to-back L's. So
back.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Why?
Yo, all right, yo, we have got to move on. Dalton, we will bring you back in a little bit later to help us with the fan questions and the waiver wire stuff. Appreciate you, buddy.
See you in a bit, gents.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Now let us go over to another league that I lost in. This has just been and John Linney's already in the comments. Do not even want to talk about it, John. He messaged me in the group chat, and then he personally messaged me to let me know that he had defeated me, and was nice about it.
You didn't see it.
He said, "Good game, Sean." Oh, thank you. What you got, Dave?
All right, so Delilah. And see, this is what I mean. You got everybody was rooting for John Linney last week,
right?
Look
at
everybody rooting for John Linney. And then this week, I watched the end of the show. I know I could only be with you guys for a couple minutes last week, but I heard what was said near the end of the show when you went over the matchups for this week. Now everybody's cheering for Delilah again. All right. It's cool. Delilah takes her back-to-back loss to me, but of course she's still out ahead by 2 games, so big deal. 10-2, Delilah. I'm sitting alone at 8-4. Then we got John, Daryl, Sid, and Ash all sitting at 7-5. We got John on a 3-game winning streak over there. Both Sid and Ash have put up 2 wins in back-to-back weeks. And then we're dropping down to Brandon Davis at 6-6. We've got the big hopes and dreams of Big Nick Rosario crushed and ground in the dirt, 5-7. Ferg, 4-8, and Bobby is not in last place.
Okay, great. And next we'll talk about the scoreboard of last week. We don't need to address any other teams that may or may not be on this list. Oh God.
All right, so we had some fun matchups. Yeah, I'm gonna start with mine because I'm gonna shine this and get it out the way. Delilah's gonna make a lot of excuses. She did mess up and she started Ingram because she did not see that he was out. I know she had a lot of family. I know a lot of people had family in town. A lot of people kind of made some mistakes this week because of the holiday and being busy, and I get that. I'm a nerd and all I care about is football. So
cutthroat. That's what
I don't want to hear any excuses over this matchup from Delilah because I left a whole lot more on the bench than she did. And just like Jason in the other league, for the second time this year, I got to watch CMC leave the game after 3 points and go on the IR. He will now be done for the year. So I would just like to highlight the fact that I am 8-4 with the 25th pick in the draft.
Wow.
All right. However, it did help that Najee, Chubb, and Ingram, she got like 13 points from all of them combined. It wasn't pretty, but I'll take it.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz. We definitely helped you out.
Oh, yeah, my 2 tight ends. Yeah, that's right.
At least Delilah has the excuse that she had family over and wasn't paying attention. Your excuse is you're just a bad manager. That's why you left so many points on the bench, right?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I'm beating you in both leagues, so we can talk about bad management.
Wow. I mean, you said that she was busy, and you wanted to compare benches. So if her excuse is she was busy, what's your excuse?
And mine was calculated. I'm not starting Hilliard over CMC. How's that being a bad manager? Get out of here.
So you didn't leave points.
And I picked up Hilliard on Saturday before the game.
Sid coming in hot.
No, the only real mistake there was and Jarvis Landry. Yeah, you could say start him over Pittman, but I mean Pittman had the chance during that game to ball out. He just sucks, and I'm mad at him.
Start Pittman no more.
Oh.
Nobody in their right mind starts Hillary over McCaffrey this week, so get out of here.
So then don't complain about points on your bench. That doesn't make if you had sat Leonard Fournette.
I am neutralizing her. What she already said in the group chat was how she left a lot of points on the bench. I'm saying I left more than she did. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness. Got to dive into this defensive fantasy since you can't do it in the Dallas Cowboys, huh, Dave?
Whoa, hey. Again,
two-parter, man. That was a big
better than both of yours. So I mean, we're going all day, baby.
Hey, three-game winning streak, baby. Let's go.
All right. What else we got Daryl going up against Ferg, and this thing was just all quarterbacks and running backs. You look at the numbers they put up in those top 3 slots on both sides, and then you look below it, and it's just it's like night and day. They didn't have much going.
Nice.
But Daryl did. Daryl's getting just amazing running back production. I mean, he had his Jonathan Taylor 50-pointer last week, and then he comes back and puts up almost 60 between Taylor and what was the other back he had?
Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, he's solid at the position. Needs a little help at wide receiver though.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs a tight end, which if he ever were to check his trade notifications, Daryl, he might find a tight end in his trade notifications.
Wow.
At Daryl Spencer.
Being subtle, aren't we? Let's go.
All right. Then we got Big Nick's playoff dreams being drowned by Bobby. Big Nick called the playoff comeback. And with 2 games left, it is not outside of possibility. I would have to check the tiebreakers. Because I believe that Ash, we didn't go through points for, but if Nick wins out and one of the 7 and 5s lose out, he would be tied and could possibly win a tiebreaker. I'm not liking his chances though.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not liking his chances if he keeps relying on Lamar to be a quarterback. Ooh. Don't want to get Sid triggered, so hold up. I'll stop with that.
Hey,
Good.
you guys have just come around to what I've already known. It's fine.
Hey, if you go check out Bobby's bench, he put up 124 points, and look who he left down there. Van Jefferson, Javonte Williams, and Elijah Mitchell.
Jeez.
So Bobby definitely could have been putting up, what's that, like 60?
Yeah. That'd be only if you had this production
151.
earlier in the year.
And then if we can jump on. Does Ash want to come out and talk about her win?
She won, so I'm assuming she'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, right.
Seeing as the only L she took was to me this week, let's just remind everybody.
Let's go.
You took an L to me this week. No, don't mute me. That was rude. Who did I play? I don't know who that is.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin Brandon.
Well, I'm sorry.
She's
Wow.
Not
Humble.
really.
She's humble.
When I don't know who it is, I'm not gonna talk smack. Okay,
Hey,
for the
actually,
record, also you win this one too. David Montgomery did not outscore Gibson.
I was rewatching last week's show, Ash, and I very much appreciated you keeping getting that in the scorecard because I wasn't around
by
to do it.
0.2 points last week.
W is
Were
a
we
W.
right?
I think it was said for the rest of the season, and Gibson outscored him by 20 this week.
No, no,
There we
game
go.
to game, week to week.
We'll see.
Montgomery's got one win.
We'll see how it goes.
see.
Got one win. We're not doing total points.
Yeah, I wouldn't do total points either if I was getting my ass kicked.
You're not.
Ooh, I just thought about that. It was Gibson, and we won the first week, Ash, and then ouch.
It's not total points. It's
The
week
irony
to
runs
week.
deep
Who
here.
outscored who?
The irony does run very deep.
Montgomery outscored Gibson that last week. So I win that one. You win this week. We'll see who wins next week. It'll probably be
Hey,
me.
you know what losers do? They start adding stipulations. That's
Wow.
what losers do.
I'm not. Oh my gosh. I did good. Was I the highest scorer in that one?
Perfect comment. Good grief.
I was the highest scorer.
You were.
Yeah.
You were.
Yep.
Don't call it a comeback. I'm out here doing things. This is the league I should never win in and do somehow. Miracle. I'm gonna be not okay next week because Zeke's gonna not play.
Now we do have to address that you are 7-5, as is Sid, and in the rankings, if I'm not mistaken, isn't Sid one slot ahead of you?
In fact, I am, Sean. Thank you for pointing that out.
Well, in 2 other leagues, I'm number 1 and City's not. So
I just thought I
You
should
can't win
mention
them
that.
all.
I mean, I don't know.
You
I
can't win
was
them all.
observant.
Don, you should understand that. Being a Washington fan, you can't win them all.
Wow!
Take what you
Won the
can.
last 3. How many of you won in the last 4? Let's go!
We're still gonna win the division. It's fine.
Let's go!
It's getting real out here.
It is. It
Everybody
is.
woke up and chose violence today.
Right.
Don was going hard.
Right. Hey, I'm ready.
I'm normally nice to Sean, but he chose violence.
It's all love, Ash. You know it. You know it. Oh my goodness.
I love it. Somebody go back and look at like week 2 show and see how like respectful and
Right.
nice we all are, and then fast forward to this week. All right,
go.
Sid, take it away, man. You had Brandon Davis.
I did. Our game ended early, too, because we didn't have very many. I don't think we even had a night game going. Yeah, our game was over after the afternoon games. Yeah, Brady tying Garoppolo was not fun, but Austin Eckler's been a beast for me all season.
I will say big big shout out. Cedric Wilson was one of your waiver picks last week. You put your money where your mouth was, and you started him, and he was actually the difference. He gives you the win right there.
Yep.
So that hell of a pickup, man.
Wow.
We were talking about it when I was at Sid's last, how it's crazy when you look at the Cowboys offense, how their fourth string receiver has more weeks of availability than any other receiver on that team. So very nice, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And obviously the whole controversy, whatever, however you want to call it, about Miles Sanders, he still did give 7.4 points, but
I think he only touched the ball 7 times too. I don't understand Philly, man. They don't make sense.
No.
Like the man, he's averaging like 6 yards a carry. Like, give him the ball. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Right, especially when your quarterback's throwing 3 interceptions.
Exactly.
I decided to start him in another league.
I'll never understand
There
it.
has to be some kind of situation we don't know about, a la Steve Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Sid knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. Something had to have happened in that organization for them to take a guy that talented and say, no.
Yeah,
if you miss a week, we're going to run the ball 40 times with all 3 of these guys.
Yeah. It just,
But the second you come back, you sit over there. Like, nah, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
I agree. Yeah, I don't have much for running back depth here, Sean. So I feel your pain when it comes to that.
It's rough, man. It's rough. And another name that we actually talked about on the other show on Sunday was Zach Moss and his absence. Him and Singletary. I mean, I rode a Singletary the first several weeks of the season, and he never really did much. Moss always got the goal line carries, and now they just are both obsolete. Now, isn't Breida the starting running back out there?
He got the majority of the touches this last week. So
I think, didn't Singletary get a couple more? I think Singletary got a couple more
than Breida.
It was close. I think it was close.
Yeah, but Zach Moss didn't get any. So, like...
Yeah, he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah, which I don't understand. So, weird. Who knows? Running back's hard to come by now.
Very true.
All right. And then is John Linney still out there watching? Just curious.
I believe he is. John, if you are, definitely comment. If you're out there, definitely comment. We're about to... Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. How do I not see these things? I walk right into these, man. Oh, you know what? Shout out to John. Yeah, he's there. Definitely threw some likes. Actually, let me see. Let me see if I can send it to him real quick.
Hey, John's out there. It's the last matchup of the week. It was It was a comedy of roster mishaps.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, I lost the waiver argument over Cam Newton. Now, my argument against Cam Newton was that you had to wait 4 weeks for him to have a good matchup.
Yeah.
I really thought Washington would play him tougher. Then he had Carolina. Then he had the bye week. Or I'm sorry, Miami, and then the bye week. And then I can't remember who the fourth week was, but that hurt.
Yeah. And in the spirit of the show and in the spirit of being a bigger man, I have reached out to John. He is available. John, congratulations, sir. I am saying this to you face to face so that I can get it out. Would you like to talk about your victory this week?
Yeah, I have to say, well, first of all, good game. I always try to be a good sport, win or lose.
Thank you, sir.
Or tie.
Yeah.
I have to say, I got away with one, man. I mean, I left the door open for you when I benched Fournette because my reasoning for that was I thought James Robinson and DeAndre Swift would take advantage of their matchups. And, unfortunately, Swift got hurt. But I got away with it because my special teams, which has been good all year, they combined for 28 points and also got a decent day from Russell Wilson too. even though he was really slow throughout the Monday Night Football game.
That's surprising because I watched that full game and you wouldn't think that he would have gotten that much, but that last drive definitely helped him driving all the way down the field.
I was gonna say he got that on the last drive. So
yeah, no interceptions helped out as well.
Very true. Very true. So yes, like you alluded to earlier, Dave, the Cam Newton experiment is basically done for me. But in this league, this is the one where I have been tormented by the Kyler Murray effect. So I've run Taylor Heineke. Cam gave me a great last week, but I did start him against Washington. So quarterbacks do tend to do well against us. But the running back situation.
If only you had somebody at the beginning of the year to warn you not to go with Kyler Murray.
Oh God,
That's so wacky. He's been hurt for 3. You can't call an injury.
Right.
Like, when he plays, he balls out. Calm down.
If we go back to those videos, I think after I got him the first couple weeks, you were like, you know what? I was wrong. Yeah, Kyler, exactly. I'm hoping he does great. He's doing great. Yeah, get out of here, Dave.
And when I say I don't want to put that bad mojo on him and talk about what I did preseason, he's doing great. I'm happy for him. Love to see him do well. But this is exactly what I warned you about because of the way he plays.
Rough.
Sean, I also have to.
It's exciting to watch, and the kid is an amazing talent. But when it comes to fantasy football, what is the single most important ability, Sid?
Availability.
Thank you.
Yep.
Sean, I wanted to add 2 more things because I have to say that Waller injury also hurt you as well. I don't think we talked about that in our matchup.
I've never gotten over that, and in several leagues, I've never gotten over that. And Kamara being out, we cannot underestimate how huge that is. Nyheim Hines all year has been subpar. So,
the final thing, David. You mentioned something about a quarterback controversy in one of your leagues. If you look at my bench, man, I've had that problem to a lesser extent. Like I've been a little bit more fortunate, but I still feel like I have to rotate through my 3 quarterbacks that I have.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Normally it'd be a no-brainer with Russ, but with the way he's been playing this year and the injury. Oh,
hey, I had a chance to pick Russ up in that league, and I passed. And then I told you guys about it, and Sid went and got him mid-show. I didn't trust Russ coming back after the injury, just the way they played before the injury. That franchise is in turmoil. He may have a couple good games here at the end of the year, and I may regret it. But
Kirk Cousins is quietly a top 10 quarterback right now.
Yeah.
What's that?
Kirk Cousins is quietly a top 10 quarterback right now.
Who is?
Kirk Cousins.
The captain.
If Sid brings up Romo, I'm leaving.
What'd you say, Sid?
I think I called out Kirk back in like week 4. He's been, he puts up numbers. It's all he puts up numbers. He's just like Romo, puts up numbers but can't ever win when it counts.
Wait. Didn't he beat Green Bay though? He did beat Green Bay. You got to give him that, Sid.
Kirk Cousins or Tony Romo?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and how many times? Oh, this last week? Oh.
Yeah. Come on, man. You can't discount that.
Tony Romo couldn't.
I will give Captain Kirk credit for limiting his turnovers this year. It's made a big difference in his production.
Would you give him credit for beating Green Bay, David?
He's still no Tony Romo.
Oh, my God. Do not. Dave, let me ask you a question. Is Tony Romo a Hall of Famer in your eyes?
Bro, he thinks Tony Romo is the GOAT.
No!
Not just a Hall of Famer.
You and Janae both love this man.
Dude.
Why?
He wants Romo out the booth and to take Dak's spot tomorrow.
Here's my take on Romo in the Hall of Fame.
Not a chance.
If they vote him in, I'm not going to argue. If he doesn't get in, I'm not going to argue. He needed 3 or 4 more years of healthy production, I think, to be able to make it in on his individual performance, despite lack of team accomplishment. He didn't get there.
This is his percent chance of making the Hall.
Look.
What's up?
Sid.
This is his percent chance of making the Hall of Fame.
Zero. Look, Sid, what did David say? What did he asked you a question earlier? What's the best ability?
Availability.
Yeah, and Tony stayed on his back. But look, I got it. I can't let you be by yourself. Before you say this, Dave, I got to show you what your partner said about him. Okay, this is back when Dak first came in, and Tony was on the bench. This is going into the playoff game.
Now, mark my words. I'm riding with you, Dak. I'm riding on your shoulders, baby. I would love for you to do great. But if,
she want him out.
Oh, but if, hallelujah, if you decide to mess up,
come on with it. Come on now.
I decide you should go put in TR, Tony Romo, and let my man finish off the game. If there's any hesitation, let my man finish off the game.
If she could have Mr. Tony Romo back today, she would do the same. So you are not alone, Dave. You have the floor, man. What you got to say about it, man?
Well, Romo would have beat Rodgers in that game.
Oh my God.
It really sucked because the whole Romo thing. Romo really hit his peak as a quarterback right when he hit his absolute just valley physically.
Mm-hmm.
When he was younger and healthier, he made a lot of mistakes. He threw a lot of bad interceptions. He was always tagged with can't win the big game, but the man was clutch in the fourth quarter. He had a couple really bad losses. That Seattle game, fumbling the snap, just
still beautiful. I watched that replay over and over all the time.
He grew and he developed into a phenomenally talented quarterback. The man's pocket awareness is still the best I've ever seen. Watching that guy with his athleticism run circles around defensive linemen and linebackers, the man, it hurt that when he finally hit his peak, his body couldn't play the game anymore. I do think that his talent and his maturity as a quarterback in that year that Dak took over, Dak went 13-3 by not doing anything. Do nothing. Just give the ball to Zeke and don't mess up. Romo would have been airing the ball out. Zeke would have probably had another 20% more yards on the season because nobody would have been able to stack the box against Zeke with Romo throwing the ball over the top. We would have beat Aaron Rodgers because Romo wouldn't have disappeared for the entire first half and then had to mount this crazy second. Wait, still having that argument about Dak. Disappears in the first half, mounts crazy second half, fourth quarter comebacks. Well, if you did your job in the first quarter, we wouldn't be having that conversation. All right. You know.
Are you all right, Dave? You all right, man? Calm down, bro. You calm down.
I do love Dak. Don't get me wrong. Watching him grow and develop as a person, as a quarterback, and as a leader. I don't always like what he does and what he is allowed to do based on his talent level. I think they've given him a little too much rope the last 2 years to just go out and try and be Brett Favre or Tony Romo. And I don't think he's talented enough to do it. I think that if we reined him in a little bit, the team would be better. The stats don't lie. When he throws the ball more than 40 times, we don't win. We don't win. So I love the kid, though. At his age, on the biggest quarterback stage in the NFL, his growth and maturity is something to watch.
I can dig it. But we are not going to spend any more time talking about
I got so much to say. Fantasy show, so let's go.
Yeah, right. I do have to shout out Ash Swinton, who I normally do not agree with on Cowboy matters, but she said, do not put Romo and Hall of Fame in the same sentence. And I could not agree more, Ash. Let's go real quick. Let's finish up the games that we have here. Hey, John, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, can I say one more thing?
What you got?
I was just going to say, I know I've complained a lot in the LTF chat. I know Nick can attest to that. But I have to say, man, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I'm first in the points for category, so y'all better watch out.
Here we go. Here we go. I can dig it. Yo,
later, John.
So appreciate you being on here, man.
Yeah.
Take care, buddy.
You too.
Later, man.
Yes, sir. All right. All right. What we got left? Let's go through these. Oh, we finished? We went through all these, correct? Yeah. Or no, did we go through yours?
Yeah, we hit mine.
You want to go through yours, Dave?
I think he started with that one.
Yeah, I went there first. Delilah.
So we're good.
Yeah, I think we hit them all.
We got him.
I can't dig it. Now, we are going to move on, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, we do not go 50 minutes on both of our leagues, but when we have guests on here that actually in these matchups and we actually dive into it, like this is fun. I like this. And as you see, I am a bigger man. I will let people come on here and tell me that I lost. It's okay. I will see brighter days. Here we go. We are going to move on. Dave, you want to go into the report cards?
All right. So I was not available last week. Unfortunately, I was stuck at work. But John stepped in, and him and Sean. Sid's waivers first. So Sid tried to peddle you Cam Newton for the second week in a row. It did not work out so well. Wentz was definitely the better pickup. He gave you Wentz and Tyrod Taylor, both serviceable if you really needed somebody, but Wentz definitely had the game. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have 3 turnovers. So, I mean, you can add another 6 points onto that point total if he doesn't screw up. One of them was on Michael Pittman, and Pittman had a chance to extend that play into the end zone. So, just off that one play, you're taking 2 points away from Wentz, and not to mention the yards and the score. So, Wentz definitely balled out. He also gave you Cedric Wilson, which I already kind of shouted him out for. That's a huge pickup to anybody who is paying attention and knows the Cowboys at all. Most people, I think, would have looked at it and gone for Michael Gallup without realizing that Cedric Wilson's been involved in our offense all year, very minimally at times, but knowing that the top 2 guys were out and he would still have one receiver ahead of him to take the heat off, and he had a big game for it. Gronk balled out. And anytime, like Sid told you, if he's out there, just go get him because Tom loves Gronk.
Yeah.
Tom loves Gronk. The running backs and the receivers were a little harder. He did give you, Tevin Coleman, who I think going forward is still going to be a solid pick if you're desperate. If you're missing somebody and you are desperate, I think Coleman's going to get his touches. He is sharing touches over there, but Devonta Freeman, that was just an ugly game. Neither team got traction because of how ugly that game was, and I think that Freeman will also be a solid pickup going forward. It was just rough weeks for him this week. So what do you got for us this week, Sid?
We got a ton. When injuries happen, that opens the door for waivers. So there was a lot.
Week, you could pretty much just go back and watch our show all year, and like 6 of the names we've been giving you all year because of these injuries. These guys keep going on and off and on and off of the injury report, and it's crazy. Sorry, go.
No, you're good. Yeah, quarterback, I only got 1 this week. Taysom Hill, just because his legs, I think you're going to make him fantasy relevant. Not that I think he's a good quarterback passing the ball or will ball out that way, but I think his rushing will make him a startable fantasy quarterback. He's the only quarterback I got. There's really – the quarterbacks are the quarterbacks. You should know who they are by now, but that's the one I like this week. As for running backs, there's a ton to choose from, so I just went and highlighted the ones that I think you need to get. Like these aren't guys like think about getting. I think these guys need to be picked up. Alexander Madison is top of my list with Dalvin Cook going down. Looks like he's going on the IR, so Madison is going to be the guy, and he is a good running back. Has starting experience and has balled out in the past, so he can do it. Next up, with CMC going to IR, season ending, Chuba Hubbard. He's going to step in and fill that role. I don't like him as much as Madison because I don't like that offense as much, and he's not CMC. So he's not not that Madison is Dalvin Cook, but Madison can fills in nicely for Cook when he's out. So Hubbard's definitely going to be a guy you can start going forward. Jamal Williams with DeAndre Swift's injury definitely need to be picked up because he is a serviceable back going forward. I like what he does when he's given the opportunity. He's really good as well. So those are the top three. There's more based off injuries, but I just wanted to hit those three because I think those are very important. Those are the ones that, if they're out there, don't just think about getting them, get them. Those ones need to be picked up. And then for receivers, I got Van Jefferson for the Rams. I think I hit him a couple weeks ago, but I just wanted to highlight him again. I think he's not Robert Woods, but until Odell can get on the same page as Stafford. Now, watching that game, I was talking to Ash a lot. I think they're trying to force feed Odell, and if they go back and self-scout, they'll realize that they shouldn't have looked his way as many times as they do. They're just not on the same page just yet. So Van Jefferson was getting his looks, and he was catching the ball, so I'm hoping Stafford goes back to him more often until him and Odell are on the same page. And then Kadarius Toney, I think I've hit him a couple times as well. He's just been injured, so it's hard to say when he's not there, but he should be healthy this week, and he's I think the most talented receiver on the Giants, so I think they're going to look his way a lot. And then for tight ends, you saw it last night. Logan Thomas is back. He was available in a few leagues, so if you can get him, go get him because they didn't count that touchdown, but with that, has a great day. I mean, they target him plenty, and he's talented enough to go do it. So I like him a lot. And then the other tight end that I saw out there, Tyler Conklin. We've talked about him before. He goes on and off. Tight ends are hard to come by. He's not a bad one to start because Cousins likes him, and he's not going to win you any weeks, but he's not going to lose you any weeks either by getting 0. He'll get his looks. So that's everything I got written down.
Nice.
Yeah, those running back, the backups to the running backs that we've been talking about all year. These guys keep getting hurt. You look at the top 10 running backs in the league. Their backups have gotten looks almost all year. I didn't even bother with the top injuries for running back. We kind of touched on it earlier. I am very, very intrigued with Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Breda versus Singletary. By the healthy scratch for Zach Moss, they're sending a message there. I think that these guys are being given the opportunity to really outshine the other person and become that lead back. So Singletary had 15 carries for 44 yards. Breda had 9 carries for 26 yards. Exact same gains.
Mm-hmm.
3 yards per for both. Breda got the touchdown through the air though, and that was the difference in the scoring. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Now Singletary's owned in 56% of leagues, so going to get him is going to be tough. He was actually available in one of my leagues. Breda's owned in 5.6, and he's the one who got he had two targets through the air for 29 yards and 1 score.
Mm-hmm.
Singletary got 1 look for 4 yards. If you're running a PPR, I would definitely be interested in seeing if Breda can take over that top spot going forward. My quarterback, I looked at Taysom Hill, and a lot of these pickups right now, I'm starting to look more and more and make these decisions based on the playoffs, their playoff schedule. I did not like Taysom Hill going against Tampa Bay, Miami, and Carolina. For a running quarterback, those 3 defenses are going to give him problems.
Right.
Wentz is going to be facing the Patriots, the Cardinals, and the Raiders in the playoffs. Now, both of those guys have favorable matchups this week, with Taysom Hill going against Dallas, who just seems lost right now, and Wentz going against Houston. So for the next week or 2 in your regular season, I like both of those guys, but definitely sell come playoff time. Don't rely on them for the rest of the year. My guy going into the playoffs, if you need a quarterback, Jimmy G. He plays Seattle and Cincinnati over the next 2 weeks, and his playoff schedule is going to be Atlanta, Tennessee, and Houston. And the Niners run the ball. They run the ball very well, but that team as a whole is starting to look a lot better. Like I said, I don't love any of these guys for both the regular season and the playoffs. But there you go. You got a couple guys for regular season and at least one decent option for the playoffs. Jimmy G's owned in 15.9% of leagues. Taysom Hill 2.3%, and Wentz is at 44%. So he's going to be the hardest one to get. Wide receivers. These guys, not the big names. I completely – my list is very similar to Sid's. I very much agree with Van Jefferson, Darius Toney. If they're there, I'll take those guys first, but I already knew Sid was going to say that. So the guys that are kind of intriguing to me right now is Deshawn Jackson, who's going to be facing Washington football team and Kansas City over the next 2 weeks. I did not love his playoff schedule. I didn't write it down because I didn't love it. So you can go make your own decision. But the way he torched the Cowboys, Deshaun Jackson spent his entire career just about in the NFC East. And he's going to be playing the Washington football team this week after Dallas. And it's Derek Carr. Derek Carr can get the ball to his receivers. And then Kansas City has been so up and down defensively. They seem to have gotten that thing on track, but it's Kansas City. And then Traquan Smith going against Dallas. And then he'll be facing the Jets. He's owned in 7.5% of leagues. And with Taysom Hill coming in, it's not an upgrade to the passing game over Trevor Siemian. However, I do think Taysom Hill gives them more opportunities to score points.
Right.
I think Taysom Hill will extend plays, and Traquan could end up with a red zone look because of it. Yeah. It's a long shot, but Dallas' defense, we give up big plays.
Right.
We get turnovers, but we give up big plays. And if you're desperate, he's available in just about every league out there, and worth the gamble. So that's what I got for you.
I can dig it.
And I do got one more thing about waiver wire though, going forward. Since we're getting it,
I'm gonna bring in Dalton.
Dalton. Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
What up, man?
With the playoffs coming soon, and all the injuries, what you really should do is go look at your specific team and go get the backup running back if available for whoever you have. There's players on your bench that you've had all year that you're not going to start anymore. Going forward, you know who they are, but you keep them around because they could start. You don't need those guys anymore. Go into the playoffs, get the backups to your guys. Like, that's a super good strategy to have. Look at their playoff schedule, who you want. Get the backups to your guys. Because players like Laviska Shenault, who you've had on your team, Corey Davis, who you've had on your team, but you never start because, like, they're names that could go off and, like, have a good week, so you want them, but, like, you're never going to start them. You don't need those guys anymore. You don't need 3 quarterbacks. Look who you want for the rest of the next 4 or 5 weeks because that's the rest of the season. And drop everybody else. Get the backups to who you guys have starting. That way, if somebody goes down, you're not scrambling when it comes down to it. So that's my last bit of advice for waiver wire.
I can dig it. And Dalton, you've been in the background watching, listening. Do you have anybody outside of what they've talked about on the waiver wire?
Outside of those guys, no. I mean, we're coming down to it. Find your backup running backs. Try to have just in case the injury does come up. And then, like Sid said, Logan Thomas for a tight end. And then I like Derek Carr and then Deshaun Jackson if you need somebody to fill a spot, especially this weekend since they are up against Washington.
Yeah, very true. Very true. All right, we will move on. Brought Dalton back in here to help us with fans' questions. But before we do that, want to go to you, Dave. Do we have the report card for last week?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So John and Sydney actually fielded quite a few questions. I see John Laney in the comments lamenting one of his responses. The guys didn't do too bad, though. Now, they both nailed this one. Aiden asked if he should trade CMC for Henderson and Fournette. Aiden, I really hope you made that move, buddy. Really hope you made that move. Both Sean and John both supported making that move. They also both chose Marquise Goodwin over Marquez Callaway. It was close. It was only a 4.4 difference, but Goodwin definitely put up the goose egg. Then we had now Nathan asked one that we didn't really get a lot of clarification for. Was it a mix and match? Did we have to pick between the two pairs? But Myers and Harris, or Mooney and Miles Sanders, both Sid and John took Mooney and Sanders. And the reason I threw that one down there was I'm actually with those guys. We'll see at the end of the year how that pans out. But Sid said it numerous times, avoiding players on the same team. Then we had Mark Yasko asking Pittman, Mooney, or Ayuk start 2. So we had Sid and Sean both taking Pittman and Mooney, and John was correct by taking Mooney and Ayuk. It was close. Mooney definitely way out ahead. Pittman put up 9.3, and Ayuk put up 12.5. So good job there, John. And Ash asked about starting Mooney, Gibson, or Hollywood Brown. Sid and Sean both chose Mooney and Gibson, and John loses the argument by not giving a response. Somebody talked over him. You guys went off on a tangent. John never gave his response, so he got a loss.
No, it's funny. So she asked that question because she wasn't sure if CD was going to play or not. No. And so then she started Mooney in her flex, and Mooney played first, and then CD got announced that he was out. So she had zero chance to play Gibson so she could only play
Mooney.
The other receiver.
Everybody at home, pay attention to your flex and what time they play. Never, ever put the first player going into your flex. Always leave the flex open as long as you can for that very reason. I love you, Ash. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? I still won. And you know who I beat?
Oh.
No, it's a great point. We're here to help people with their fantasy. And that is, I'm not going to lie. I did it a couple weeks ago, I believe it was. And I sat there just shaking my head like, I cannot believe I didn't look at the game times. Like, how did I do that? And then you're stuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I had to play Marquise Brown, who scored 10 less points than Gibson, so not the right move.
Oh, man.
She still won. She's all right.
Yeah. At least you didn't do that in the league you were playing Gibson.
Yeah.
That would have hurt even more.
Oh, my goodness. I can dig it.
All right. What do we got for this week, Sean?
So we actually do not have that many questions, actually.
I have a question.
There's one right here. It says, is Chase Edmonds playing? If so, I don't want to start Connor. So either Chase Edmonds, is he playing? And if so, does he want to start Connor or Edmonds?
I haven't heard the news on Edmonds yet, but I would start Connor still, even if he does play, personally. I mean, unless you got other options. But I think, Connor's a touchdown machine this year, so he's bound to fall in the end zone once. The Bears' defense hasn't been the greatest, and I see them being up probably most of the game, which means run the ball a lot. But so I like James Conner this week.
So Edmonds is on IR, so he can't come back until mid-December.
Oh, okay, so he's not even. Yeah, so then
So Connor's your guy.
Yeah, even if he was, though, I still like Connor.
Connor scores.
All right, so John Linney. Oh, go ahead. We got one from Nathan.
Oh, okay. No, Nathan said Deshawn Jackson or Tyler Boyd.
I told you I'm very intrigued with Deshawn Jackson and how well him and Carr are going to keep developing together, I definitely go with Deshawn Jackson there.
Gotcha.
I think I picked Jackson, but not by a long shot. I think Tyler Boyd's more talented and has a better quarterback, but he's the third receiver. So, and with Waller being out, possibly being out, Deshaun Jackson should get more looks because they have no receivers there.
He's like the guy.
So, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, Deshaun Jackson's great. Don't get me wrong, but he's got one route now. Like he doesn't really do much else. So if you get a team that can play that, he's going to get shut down. And the problem is Tyler Boyd's not that much of a better option, if any, because he's the third receiver that doesn't really get looks because of the top two receivers in that team. So I would probably start Deshaun Jackson if I had to choose, but I don't like either, really, personally.
Yeah. I'm good with that. Everybody good? Dave, what'd you have for us?
John Linney, Cardinals D or the Eagles D. Now, I'm using this to read the comments, so I can't look up the matchups.
Cardinals are playing the Bears, and the Eagles are playing the Jets.
Eagles, Jets, Cards, Bears.
Yep. I personally think you should look at who is going to play quarterback for the Bears. If Fields plays quarterback, I like the Cardinals defense. If Dalton plays quarterback, I like the Eagles defense. I don't think you can go wrong with the Eagles defense. The Jets suck. They're not good.
They put up points in chunks sometimes against teams that we didn't expect it from.
That was when they had Mike White at quarterback. Zach Wilson hasn't done jack. That dude, he's not.
That's fair.
Zach Wilson's been taking his lumps.
Is Wilson starting?
Yeah, he started last week, so I assume he's going forward. So
I didn't pay attention to that game.
Yeah, exactly. Zach Wilson's no reason to.
I don't know many people did.
And then we got John Linney asking Hawkinson or Logan Thomas.
Hawkinson.
I don't know. Sid has Hawkinson and one of the two leagues we talk about here, and he benches Pat Freiermuth every week for him. So we already know Sid's going to take Hawkinson. We know Sean up there is going to take Logan Thomas. I'm actually.
You know what? Honestly, I would actually go with Hawkinson if I had Hawkinson, and the only reason is because look, I might be different if they would have caught the touchdown pass on the goal line. They would have put the daggone game away, so I didn't have to have a damn heart attack. But at the end of the daggone game, but look, he's still going to take some time to get in. I think he only had a couple targets in that game, and Hawkinson is their only threat. Like the Lions,
yeah, but
they have nothing.
Jared Goff.
Yeah. Can you name a receiver on that team though, David?
Yeah, right. They got it somehow. Hawkinson.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
He's
That's
it.
why.
Marvin Jones, Calvin Johnson.
God, yeah, Barry.
Yep. Yep.
Nailed
it.
So it's Hawkinson.
Yeah. Kenny Galladay.
Yeah. All of them still play there.
And it's still Detroit.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Exactly, though. And honestly, I don't know. If Swift plays, I'd probably go Logan Thomas just because I don't trust Jared Goff with the football. I trust Taylor Heineke with the football more than I trust Jared Goff. So if Swift plays,
Dave, you broke up. Can you say that again?
If Swift plays,
let's go.
I trust Taylor Heineke more than a fifth grader too. It's not saying much.
Let's go.
All right. What do you? Who are you going with, Dalton?
It's Hawkinson.
Look, when the man that is representing one of the teams of the players says the other guy, you can kind of go with the other guy.
That's a wrap.
Right. It's over. It's over. He did ask down here, John Linney said, what about Khalif Raymond?
Oh, is that a receiver for Detroit? Is he just
I guess
is he just trying to throw somebody out there?
I guess.
I think he is a receiver in Detroit. I think that's
Right.
I actually really like him.
He sounds like a Detroit player.
Right.
I have him ranked like right 2 spots below Kaiser Soze. So
Yeah, what?
if you want to roll the dice, go for it.
Wow. This guy. Here we go. Yo, so really that's all we have this week.
Cool.
We didn't have many. So you know what? And instead of taking up that time, we brought our guy Dalton on here. We see that the green is on his guy, Mr. Discount Double Check, Mr. I like to host Jeopardy and hold my team hostage. What's going on, man? Talk about this State Farm, yo.
Listen,
about
that
your guy,
bad man, Aaron
Right,
Rodgers,
that's bad,
just
man.
winning the games.
Talk about it, man. What you got, man?
Listen, Rodgers is doing what Rodgers does. He's playing the game how it needs to be. He doesn't have to throw for 300 yards because he's got A.J. Dillon. So we're good there. And here's another thing. Bakhtiari's still out. Elton Jenkins just went out. Last year, Jenkins played every position on that offensive line.
I can't wait to see Rodgers in a Steelers uniform next year.
We're not going there. I'm not going there. Let me get my Super Bowl, okay?
Right.
Ash is right. A.J. Dillon is a beast.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that Packers defense. It's actually a defense for once. And still, Douglas played great. And then guess what? Jair Alexander, probably the top corner in football. He's still out.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give him top. Jalen Ramsey's up there.
He's up there.
Okay, so
But
you'll give me
he's definitely top
give me
three. Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely top
Okay. I'm okay with that. Then you still have Zadarius Smith still not playing. The team is still down a bunch of starters and all pros, and they're still finding ways to win. They're 9-3, second in the division, and they have the tiebreaker over the Cardinals.
That bad man.
Bad man.
Hey,
He's a bad
23
man.
touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He doesn't make mistakes.
All right, look. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question I asked you off camera. Okay. Does it take a Super Bowl to keep Aaron Rodgers, or is the writing already on the wall? Is he gone after this year?
I don't believe it'll take a Super Bowl to keep him, but it sure helps.
Yeah.
I think the way he stays is if the Packers hand him the keys to the franchise. Let him make the decisions he wants.
Hey, they let him bring in Cobb.
I think they started on the right foot for sure.
So, listen, just give him what he needs. Give him an extra receiver.
My thing is, I don't think he asked for much.
He doesn't.
Just to hear him out, like what he has to say, and don't hang him out to dry. Like, I mean, that's all he's asking for. And the Packers haven't done that his entire career. So, I think
Rodgers can be sensitive. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Take care of him. Okay. He's won you one Super Bowl. Give
What
him a
receiver
receiver or
does he
two. They wouldn't even pay OBJ whatever he was asking, and it wasn't that much.
Greg Jensen?
Yeah. Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings.
Bring him
Yeah.
back. They want AJ Hawk back, Clay Matthews, Charles Woodson.
Right?
You know.
Is he bringing back guys that retired 5 years later? Yeah, they'll
Bring 'em
play
all back.
on. Yeah.
We'll run it back.
Right.
Well, listen,
Man.
we've been playing like the top team in the league.
Yeah.
You are, and it's terrible.
Unlike them Cowboys.
Ooh.
Huh?
I always enjoy
Hey,
that.
but if they had Romo,
If
right?
they had Romo, they'd win
Hey,
Super Bowls.
circling back to that, circling back to that, can I say how much irony is in David saying after Tony Romo's 12-year career, he was finally getting it together, but this rookie Dak had to hand it off the whole time. And he's not at Romo's level 5 years in, but it took Romo 12 years, and it was finally his time. Bro, you know what the irony in that?
What are you even talking about? That
You literally
actually-
said Romo's best year was when his body started to deteriorate. So 10 years into the league, he was finally getting good.
Yes, his body fell apart when he finally became a complete quarterback and stopped making dumb mistakes like Dak still makes. So Dak's not there yet, buddy.
So give him 5 more years, and he'll be where Romo is with twice the stats.
Ash has said she is leaving the building. you got these. I can't take this. 2 Romo lovers in the building.
Rogers
Lord help
lovers.
us. Rogers lovers. Yeah.
Hey,
Yo.
MVP.
I mean, there you go. Yo, real quick. We do have another question that just came in. Jamal or Chuba? I need to win the next 2 weeks to possibly make the playoffs.
Jamal Williams.
If it's Jamal Williams, yeah. If Swift doesn't play, I go Jamal Williams. I don't trust anything in Carolina right now.
I go Chuba Hubbard because Swift might play. That's the only. I mean, if Swift, like Chuba's the guy. There's no. I mean, CMC's gone, so there's like Chuba's the guaranteed starter. That's the only. I mean, he's to lock it in. You don't got to worry about anything. Jamal, he's good, and if Swift is out, I like Jamal a lot. But
is this making
sure
a move for the player or starting the player? Because if you have both of them, you can sit and wait and see if Swift plays, depending on their game times.
True. He just. I'm not sure. It just says Jamal or Chuba.
Okay.
I'd start Chuba though.
So if Swift doesn't play, do you take Jamal?
Probably because he catches the ball more, and I like that offense more than I like Carolina's, which is terrible to say.
Really,
I go Chuba.
Let me see. Jamal plays at 1:00, and Chuba.
I think it just comes down to Jamal. If he's not, obviously he's played Chuba.
Yeah, I can dig it. Said waiver pickup.
Waiver pickup. So if it's a waiver pickup, I think Chuba needs to.
Chuba has a bye this week and a hard schedule.
He's the guaranteed. Like he's the guarantee going forward. Swift could be. I mean, if it's just this week, obviously then it's Jamal. But going forward, Swift might be back, and as soon as Swift's back, Jamal Williams isn't worth anything anymore. So Chuba's going to be. Sure, he has a tough schedule and a bye this week, but he's the guy. Like, there's no other. We talked about it before with like Miles Sanders and stuff. Like a starting running back is a starting running back when it comes to fantasy football. So
now he needs to win these next 2 weeks. So the fact that Chuba's going to be out this week, he's going to probably need somebody this week. So you might have to lean to Jamal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's the case. Yeah, if it's only just the next 2 weeks and Chuba's on a bye, I mean, that should give you the answer to Jamal right there. But I think going forward, if you want to make a run,
survive this week and with Jamal and take next week when it comes, see what's still there. And with Chuba on waivers, he's not showing on the available players list because he's not projected any points. Same as the IR conversation we had earlier in the year, where you got to scroll to find him. So he may still be there. You may get lucky with the second round waiver pickup this week. So, I mean, prioritize Jamal Williams, but Chuba should be your next pickup right after that. You may get lucky and get both for if people aren't paying attention.
He was saying he got so unlucky this year. And it's hitting a lot of people right now. So
you're talking to the guy with the 24th pick in the draft, thanks to who Chuba Hubbard is the backup to.
Oh, wow. He said he has a 14-man league. He has Kyler, A.J. Brown, Ridley, Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Ridley, Gibson, Clouds, Allaire, and Chris Carson and Hawkinson.
Ooh, okay, you win. That's disgusting.
That one's brutal.
You should hang out with our buddy Jason over in the Jerry World League.
Right.
Y'all best friends.
Literally everyone hurt, man. We feel for you, man. We absolutely do. Hopefully you get those 2 W's.
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
you figure that one out because this is rough time of the year, man, for all of us.
Good luck.
Oh yeah. So definitely. So do you have anything else to say? Like do you really do you feel? Let's go here. Do you feel like you guys could take it a distance? Do you think you're bringing it together now? Get everybody back. Like, what do you think?
Get everybody healthy. Why not? I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. You got Devonta Adams, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. A great defense. Stokes has been a great rookie this year. Like, he doesn't have the interceptions that Diggs has, but he's still doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's not giving up those big plays like Kevin King loved doing. I still remember getting burned by Scotty Miller before the half against the Bucs.
Oh God,
I don't know, it's brutal.
I remember that timeout too. I was like, he's gonna try something.
And then he's just gone.
Oh God. Now that prompted me to make a very foolish, does that make me crazy, where I said that Scotty Miller would win the Super Bowl MVP. I was completely wrong. Completely wrong. I was like, yes, this is my guy. Let's go, Scotty Miller. Oh man. Yo, so yeah, that could happen. It could happen. I mean, you don't have to worry about Dallas. We know that. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you slated to play us? Are you? Wait, is that? No, that's not it. Who do we have in that first week? Right now is. Let me see.
Yeah, if the playoffs started today, I think you would play the Washington football team.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Hey, and as you've seen from last year, if you play us, you most likely going to go to the Super Bowl. So
is that the trick? Beat Washington, you get the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you, look, all we ask is that you earn Heineke another contract. He'll ball out. You know, Aaron Rodgers will do his thing, get the W. Hey, we're fine. Hey, we're the same mess next year.
And as long as the Cowboys lose, everything's good.
That we can agree on. Yes.
Well, I have definitely moved off of my hype train for the Cowboys. That Raiders game was, I can forgive them for the Broncos game. Good teams lose to bad teams. It happens. The KC game was hard fought, ugly but hard fought. Champions don't lose that Vegas game. You come off of those two losses, and it either taught you something, and you're better for it, or you continue to make the same mistakes, and we're continuing to make the same mistakes. So, unfortunately, I do think we'll make the playoffs and win the division, but I don't see us making a whole lot of noise against Green Bay, Tampa Bay, the Rams, Arizona. I don't see it.
You don't think it had anything to do with CD and Amari both being out?
No.
Literally, come on.
No.
That's like Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones being like, come on, like your two best players on offense, two of your.
Yep.
Like,
and our defense can.
You can be all right.
Next man up.
Ryan, you can be all right.
Hey, Sid, I don't want to hear about injuries. Look, we just talked about Green Bay. Green Bay's dealing with injuries. Tampa Bay is dealing with injuries. The Washington football team is dealing with injuries, and they just won 3 straight. Good teams, championship teams, find a way to win, and it was why I was so happy after the Minnesota game.
Did he just say championship teams and add us in there?
Shut up, John.
Let's go.
You did say it.
After the Minnesota game, I came on and I told everybody those are the games that the Cowboys have lost since our Super Bowl years. The games we have an excuse to lose, we lose. The game, that Minnesota game really changed my mind about this team. And then you go through a couple losses, and then you go and play Las Vegas the way we did. You haven't learned a damn thing. Championship
kicker missing all those kicks. And
what's that?
Your kicker missing those kicks, and your top 2 receivers being out, and nothing to do with all that.
Dude, there are 100 reasons that BS PI call at the end. I'm sorry, face guarding is not a penalty.
I agree. I said it wasn't a PI when it happened. I agree, but
there wasn't a
new kicker.
But you let the game get to the point where you're relying on a call like that. And hey, Sid and I told you in the group chat, I don't blame Greg the Leg for any of these losses because we've known he is struggling, and our front office and our coaching staff has not made any effort to fix it. You keep putting him out there and keep putting the team in the position to win or lose based on a struggling kicker. That's not the kicker's fault. You know what he is. Stop putting him out there. Game plan better. Execute better. Prepare better. I'm sorry. The Vegas game, championship teams don't lose that game. We're not mentally tough. And it breaks my heart to say it, but whatever. It is what it is.
Cowboys fans are such babies. Look at Sean is over here 5-6, happy as a lamb. You're 7-4, crying like a little girl because you got some injuries and lost a couple games.
Crying, bro. You
Out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm the rational one here who can actually look at this and be rational about it.
Wow.
Hey, Sean,
Green Bay got dog walked.
Sean, who's
week one.
chasing that pipe dream.
Green Bay got dog walked week one. Like the doors blown off. Championship teams don't lose like that. And now look at them. Like,
what did I say?
Let's be honest.
I said after the Broncos and the KC games, to lose the Vegas game after those two games. It's not just the Vegas game by itself. It's to have that loss after the two games and beating Minnesota, which all should have formulated into you coming together as a team and being able to overcome obstacles and adversity, even though you're not at full strength. Nobody's at full strength. It's the NFL. They tackle each other. Everyone's hurt.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to let you go. Apparently, the show has turned into Let's Talk Dallas Cowboys, but I will not allow it.
Hey, at least he beat up on himself.
Right.
I know, he does too.
Yo, ladies
Minus
and
that
gentlemen.
Romo rant.
Right. Oh God. Oh, we gotta get that one. Ladies and gentlemen, look out for that clip where he goes off. We were gonna talk about that. That's hilarious. Him and Romo. Oh, I feel for you, buddy. Yo, we have to let you go. We are so glad you came here to watch us really quickly. The guy asked, so you're all in a majority on Chuba or Williams? I think we all said Chuba.
Chuba long term, if it's just the next 2 weeks, Williams.
Yeah.
I think is what it is.
Chuba for the run.
Yeah. So if you got to run, definitely Chuba. If you can get out of this week with Chuba being out and still get the W, then do that. But definitely Williams, if you need these 2 wins and you need the points, you need to guarantee that he'll be in there. So there we go. All right, and we're gonna have to let you go. Shout out to Ash who joined the show and saying love y'all and the violence he came to the table with today. Oh yes. Let's get it. Hey, for myself, Mr. Sean Spencer, my guy that is helping to hold up the steel curtain, Mr. Sidney Swinton. You have down here Tony Robo's personal lawyer and assistant, Mr. David Wright. Hey, and Aaron Rodgers' next agent, Mr. Dalton Andrews. Appreciate you joining us, man.
Can I get one last thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm 3-1 against you wonderful guys.
Okay, and
Had to
with
throw
that,
it out there.
something happened to your camera, Dalton. I don't know what happened, man.
Right.
Yo, we appreciate you joining
That's
the show.
how David feels.
Right,
You won't
right.
be after this week.
Yo, we appreciate you joining the show. You're
4-1.
always a friend of the show. Definitely got the green light. But next time you beat me, you will not be welcome. I'm just gonna let you know.
You're just gonna keep getting kicks from the show.
Right. So, definitely tune in with us next week. Also, for those of you that love football and love for us to talk crap to David, definitely join us tonight at 8:30 Eastern time. Yes, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, where we are going Let's Talk Football, the round table, where we will be bringing up my team's 3-game winning streak and how it seems to coincide with another team's demise, 1-3 in November. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Join us as we talk about that and see who's in and who's out of the playoffs. Definitely get in the comments. We'll see if we get some more guests on there. We so appreciate you being with us, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We will be back with you soon. Peace, guys. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New man so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am